Oh, God. Mm.
Don't open with your mouth. Don't chew with your mouth open. Look at him go. Look at him go. Welcome, everyone, for What's Up Wednesday. Shorty and Scott here to share with you the story of the business of smiles on our Wednesday session. Scott's smashing the Easter eggs. Easter goes for 2 weeks for Scott. So it's been an interesting journey this evening. He's carb loading for our big event, 4x48, which is in just over a week's time. So we're very excited. So welcome, campers. Welcome, smilers. This is a little session to give you an update of what's been happening in the lovely world of the business of smiles. Scotty, how are you, my friend?
Well, I'm still lingering the taste of chocolate. I sort of got caught halfway there. I'm like, am I going to go? I've only got one little.
I said, go live.
And it's a half-hour break between now and. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to smash it, right? No, we get caught out sometimes. That's life. Oh, brilliant! The chocolate's actually got a bit of a meaning today, and I'm so grateful, Shorty. I'm so grateful for what we do. I'm so grateful for the communities we get involved in. I'm so grateful for the opportunities that come when we connect with people. I've had an absolutely huge week. I've connected with some amazing people with the help of Andrea Marshall, Martin Jones. We've really made sure we've done some amazing things. Most importantly, I've also had the massive help from Oscar Carson. Oscar Carson's been giving me a big chop out this week. And so, and I can't wait to hopefully get him on screen. So he's gone down and hopefully putting his Smilligan t-shirt on, and he's going to come up and share his stories of what's been happening because, yeah, I look forward to seeing you soon, blue hair and all. So there we go. But first things first, Shorty, I want to talk about our journey. I want to talk about what we're doing in 9 days' time. We're going to take off at 8 p.m. And we're going to run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours, the David Goggins Challenge, with a purpose. And the purpose is to raise funds in Melbourne. We're trying to get 12 sponsors on board. We've got 3 amazing sponsors, and I want to hit them up first because RH Sports chipping in. They supply sporting equipment for schools and communities, and they have jumped straight on board to give us a great discount and also chucked in the first $500 for our very first effort. So the very first effort, thank you very much, RH Sports. I really appreciate you getting on. Jeff Dodd, dad from school, has made that happen. Second sponsor on board was Oxygenate. Oxygenate is breathable technology, and it's a technology that I think is awesome, and I'm looking forward to talking about it more often. Slight disclaimer, I've been doing it a bit with Project Clothing over the last little bit, so having them on board is fantastic. And on the day, I'll actually be wearing Project Clothing recovery wear because we're going to need to recover. That's the key to this, right? That's it, and which is actually really apt for the run, which I'll talk about in a second. Remind me if I don't get the recovery, Shorty, because I want to hit that up. And the third one is Solar Smart Electrical, and I love this because Matty's a great supporter of the business of smiles. He's been out on a walk and he's actually shared the socks with people and actually connected with the community. So to have him on board is absolutely amazing. And I adore that. And I think that's really important because one of the things that you and I talk about a lot, Shorty, is the fact that when people do get involved, we actually want them to feel what happens. We actually want you to be a part of the journey because it makes you feel more human. It connects you to your community, but most importantly, it connects you to yourself, and it just brings you in. And I love that. So I'm really stoked Matty's on board, and I'm looking forward to bringing more people in. Please answer my phone if I ring in the next week, because I'm ringing you and asking you to support us. I'm asking you to support Shorty. I'm asking you to support our community and to bring smiles to one another. And I'm just going to go a little bit sideways to come back. The human spirit, right? The human spirit's an amazing thing. And this is what this is about. And we're going to release an interview you and I did with John from the Living School. And I really think it's really important for people to watch and listen and hear that and understand what's actually been happening. We're going to go back to what I was talking before about recovery. This event is not so much about the kilometers. Yes, we're going to get a lot of kilometers up. Yes, we're going to do a lot of running, and it's going to be a painful thing. But the most important thing is our recovery. If we stretch, eat well, then we're going to get through this. If we don't, then we're not. This is no different to Lismore. It's about the recovery. Can't change what's happened, but we can focus on the recovery. We can do the little things, stretching, supporting our bodies, supporting Lismore, stretching ourselves, human spirit, to get in behind Lismore and the Living School for this purpose. So recovery-wise, I think it's an amazing thing. So, Shorty, take over, mate. Go for it, because that's a little bit of what I've got, and I've got a lot more to bring.
Beautiful, mate. And yeah, so true, right? And so when we had a beautiful conversation with John Stewart, the owner, the principal, and we call him the conductor of the Living School, and he shared his story around his vision and how he came about to creating the Living School, which is a very progressive school up here in Lismore. Only been operating for 2 years, over 250 kids plus. And just what happened with the floods and the devastation in such quick time. And he shared some of the stories of, from 1 a.m. onwards, where the evacuation came into place. He was getting, messages asking people to be evacuated and stuck in their roofs, stuck on the top of the houses. It was just devastating. But he also shares with us the story around the power of community, the importance of getting the kids back to school. How we're going to, build back that community of coming together. He said there's only I think 4 or 5 shops open in Lismore at the moment, out of a whole town. So this is a very important mission for us to help support the community, the Living School community, because that will help the community of Lismore. We talked about last week the importance of schools within communities, and this is just another flow-on effect from that. So I'm actually really excited. I'm really nervous, but what I'm really looking forward to is connecting in with everyone over the weekend. Janelle, you've been amazing support. Love of the body shop stuff. It's the women up here are loving it. It's so beautiful. So thank you so much. Peter, good to see you jumping on as well tonight. So we are so excited. We're going to share with you some other things that are coming up this evening. But the 4x4x48, so next Friday, so Friday week, the 29th, it's going to be on. 8 o'clock we kick on, is our first run, in every 4 hours. So 8 p.m., 12 a.m., 4 a.m., 8 a.m., 12 p.m., 4 p.m., 8 p.m., and so forth and so forth. So you'll see up on the website, which is ihopeyouaresmiling.com, the times. Come down. Just let us know what time you want to come down, just so we can, I know, totally get it. You may not want to come down at 12 a.m. or 4 a.m. Hey, if you do, that'd be even amazing. But let us know what time you can come down, just so, I was talking to Nat, my wife, tonight about it. She said, why don't you have a bit of a roster? I said, cool, okay. Come down and support us. The more the merrier. Come run a few laps, come and run the whole stage, come and run a couple of stages with us. Come down and support us. And if you know of a business that wants to get behind us, Scott's got 12 stages. I've got 12 stages, and we're looking for a business to jump on to sponsor a stage for $500. Come down and help us to spread the word for that beautiful support that these businesses are getting behind us to support the community in the Living School. So bring it. Game on. Scotty, back to you.
Yeah, look, I love the Aussie spirit, the human spirit, right? And that's what we talked about with John last night. And I'm really looking forward to getting that conversation out and about, because the essence of what we do, Shorty, is support one another. As we're going in the community saying thank you to people for doing their best. Just saying we've all had dark days, just sitting in that and just being appreciative that we all have, and just listening to one another. And it's such an important thing, but it only works when we do it all together, when we support one another, and that's the one thing that you and I came together because you said, how can I help you? What can I do to support you? That was one of the first conversations we had, and I'll never forget that. And out of that has flourished what is the business of Smiles, because you chose to support just me as a person, and then all of a sudden now we've got the opportunity to support so many more. Wonder what happens if if you support us now to be able to support the Living School. What else is going to come of that? What other relationships are going to blossom because of that? And that's the number one thing that I've found in my life, is when we choose to support one another, the relationships that grow from that and just flourish and often take directions that we didn't see coming. We didn't see that, but it's just so beautiful to do that. So support, understanding. When we get the support and understanding right, then we get the opportunities to really become the best versions of ourselves. And I adore that. So you got something on that, Shorty, I can see it.
Yeah. Just the conversations and the connections, like that piece, like over this last week, and I want to get into it in a minute, like what happened with you over the weekend and where you ventured off to, and the conversations that you have had. But it's really been interesting of what's been happening. The more stories that I'm hearing. We caught up with a friend today around, she was heading up the Mullumbimby recovery. It wasn't asked, wasn't put into a position, wasn't employed, but just put a hand up and just jumped in and said, how can I help? And next minute she was running the whole show. And the connections that she has made from this, it's just been absolutely incredible. The stories are just mind-blowing. I'm not going to share any of the stories tonight because it is pretty impactful of what's happened up in that area. But the conversations that she's had, the connections that she's had, it's phenomenal. And it's blossomed into some beautiful, beautiful connections and some life-changing opportunities. So, Scott, I want to throw it back at you around what happened to you over the weekend and some of those conversations, because it was a pretty big weekend that you experienced, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was. And it's fascinating. I live this great opportunity called life, and I love the journey that it brings. I chose to work on becoming the best version of me because I had a set of eyes on me. And we actually went up to see the gorgeous Andrea Marshall, who's a great part of the business of Smiles. And what happened next was just phenomenal. And I'm actually going to ask the rock star to come up. I'm actually going to. It's just like, buddy, don't be shy. You've been fantastic. I'd like to share this part of the journey with you and with other people. So, welcome to the screen, Oscar Carson. Say good day.
Here he is. Hey, buddy.
So, have you been sitting there? Okay, do you want to say a quick something first, do you? It looks like you've written something down.
Yes, I have.
So, go for it, mate. Go for it.
I feel weird saying that.
Perfect. Look into the camera and have a crack.
Hi, thanks for having me. So what happened is me and Dad went to Shepparton to stay at Andrew's house, to stay at Andrew's home. Then we all went to hand out socks to people. So this one lady, correct me if I'm wrong, Pauline.
Yes.
So is that right?
Yes.
So Pauline, what happened is I gave her a pair of socks and I shared the message with her, and then so then I went to different people, but then she actually went to buy us each a packet. Actually, not this is like she bought us a packet of these for me, Andrea, and Dad. So Dad got this packet, I got another packet, and Andrea got another packet. And then what happened is, we went, me and Andrea walked down to the bakery, and Pauline followed. She mentioned that she had a barbecue going on.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. Is that all right? Thank you, bro. Thank you. And she actually chased us down because the message hit her heart, and it really opened up an opportunity. So she actually chased us down the road after she went and bought these, which I was chewing on at the start of this, because they were meant to be my props, but they taste too good. But she chased us down and gave us these just to let us know that that was the message. And what happened in that conversation afterwards actually opened up another bigger opportunity to go and support one another. And I'm really grateful to you, mate, for actually taking the opportunity, because I was actually busy talking to somebody else. I was actually talking to another couple who just I'm really proud of. You know, as they're taking responsibility and they're having a crack, and I'm just so proud of them for that. But there's another little story, if I could, Oscar. Yeah. So today, this was a really beautiful, special moment. And Pauline, if you're watching, I just want to say thank you for being you, and thank you for inviting me into your home. That was a very precious moment. So, what happened today, mate?
So wait. There you go. Oz Wombat.
High five to Oz Wombat. Oh, you're reading the comments and everything. You're going good.
He's all over it.
He's got it under control.
Succession plan.
Yes.
So what happens is we went to Coles to get some groceries and stuff, and we also like to get
Taco, mate.
taco.
Yeah.
Taco? I had
Yeah.
taco meat, but then like we were at this cash register, and Dad said his usual thing. The lady at the register said, "Would you like a bag?" And Dad said, "Just for his head." But then the
Pointing at Oscar just for his head. That's.
But then what happened is that she laughed, and then Dad like continue with that. But then Dad said Oscar go get a pair of socks. Then what happens is I got one of the pair of socks and shared the message. Then she was almost in tears, and then she said it was really nice for someone to be nice.
Yeah, and she couldn't believe
Beautiful.
that someone was actually just being nice. She couldn't believe that someone was just. She goes, it was just so nice to have someone be nice to me. And I'm like, wow, that's such a big thing. And then we shared a few more stories, and just had a big hug. Just like everything's going to be okay, yeah. But the thing I'm most proud of, mate, and I really want to honour you with this, because you do a great job of recognising people that need to have a conversation. You do a great job of saying thank you to people for doing their best. But more importantly, you do a great job of listening. And I'm really proud of you for that. And I want to thank you for doing your best for the business of Smiles, because you're always front up and you always give it a crack. You know, it's not your passion. You appreciate it's mine, but you understand why I do it. And I really appreciate that. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to say to everyone tonight before we continue the conversation?
I got two things.
Go for it.
I will not change. But I will definitely not change. Thank.
Do you know Wombats where we met in person?
Yeah. Well, let's just get around again. Yeah.
And the second one?
It was thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome, bro. You are the reason I do a lot of things, so I really appreciate you. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Oscar, one thing before you go. I would like to acknowledge you, mate. And I'd like to say how proud I am of you, for being an amazing young man who has a crack in life, who gets up and gets out there and really acknowledges people and listens to people and has a massive heart himself. So thank you for being you, and thank you for spreading smiles in this world, mate. Absolutely beautiful.
No worries.
How does that feel hearing that?
Good. Good.
Oh, I'm really proud of you. Take care.
Okay. Bye. Oz.
Love your hair too, buddy. Love your hair.
Awesome. Oh, and he's taking the souvenir with him. Oh, I love it. And look, it's interesting, right? It's the opportunities of life and the future generations. You know, like I hear a lot of, you know, what are we leaving our kids, and what are they going to do, and you know, how are they going to survive? they've got this. They got this. They won't do things the way we've done them. They'll learn from what experiences we've gone through, and they'll do different things. They'll change the way things are done because they've seen and experienced things that haven't worked for them. I think it's fantastic. I think we've got this young group of kids that are just amazing. Like I also got a young friend, Finn, and it's just stunning to see him just be themselves and own that. And I love that. So thank you everyone for taking Oscar on, and I love what he does. Look, it's so beautiful having the courage to walk up to a stranger and say thank you for what you're doing. So, but I want to go a little bit further with a couple of things because there's a couple other stories that I really want to jump onto too, if that's all right. Because one of the things that we believe in, Shorty, you and I, is the We Together movement, the We Together opportunity in life where we support one another through all things and we support other initiatives because we're just one part of a massive wheel that's trying to do amazing things. And I want to say a big thank you to the Gotcha for Life Foundation, Gus Warren. Get around it, have a look. They're currently on the Today program doing their run from Melbourne to Sydney and supporting each other. And I tell you what, I've got a lot of hope for where we're going with things because so after speaking with Gus about his journey and what he's doing and the way he sees mental fitness is brilliant because I sat and watched for a bit because it's not my show. So it's there. I was there to say g'day and then go off and do my thing. But I sat and watched, and I watched Gus in particular walk around to every single person in the crowd. Just say, thank you for being here. How's things going? And he actually wanted to hear the answer. And that to me is that's his mental fitness, and I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed him engaging with strangers and just opening up the opportunities. So Gus, I got you for life, mate. I got you for what you do. And I really appreciate that. So thank you. Further to that, Andrea Marshall, again and again and again, stepping up and just supporting what is the Business of Smiles, but more importantly, supporting her community. She is opening up opportunity after opportunity inside her community because she takes the Business of Smiles with her. And I'm so grateful to you. Martin Jones, our walk in Melbourne was just amazing. Like it was something, it's interesting. Like in Melbourne after Easter, Tuesday morning, people going back to work. A lot of people didn't want much to do with us, to be honest. A lot of people, no, not today. No, thank you. No, thank you. And that's okay, right? It's okay to get no's because that means you get closer to the people that you're meant to meet on the day. And the people we met were just wonderful. Like Cam, who's a 29-year veteran selling Anzac badges. Mate, you filled my heart off. I just honour you for everything we discussed. It's just amazing, man. Jacko, an Indigenous fella. We're having a chat about life and the smiling cod. I'll put up a post of the smiling cod tomorrow morning just about his journey. And it was just beautiful. Through to Corey, through to Rebecca. It just, you really touched my heart. The story about your brother. Through to the metro workers, the train workers, right? The guys on the train. And we opened up and talked about, suicide and what's been going on for them and how that's been and how the guys in the train tracks have been working things, the train drivers and all the metro services, because they deal with a lot of it. And, just to sit there and listen and not to fix anything, just to hear their story. I was just so grateful. So I want to thank them. But I'm so proud of what we're doing, Shorty. I'm so proud of, we're getting around each other. I love it. And yeah, I could ramble on for ages about all the stuff. Like even, I've got all the people that are hit up in Shepparton, even today. Actually, I do have something I want to say tonight. The background tonight, it's not an accident. It's actually somebody who I grew up with. It's actually her daughter. And she wore those socks to footy training tonight. I popped in there to see Jason and drop off pair of socks, which he's going to wear to the HOA home show on the weekend, just to support one another. And I got to meet Jesse. He's got a much better mullet than me. and that mullet, like it was just brilliant. But to catch up with an old friend and to have the socks mean something. Tanya is now selling the socks in her shop to support us and support the message, to get behind us. So for that, I'm so grateful. So thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Jesse and Izzy and JD. Really appreciate it. Over to you for a sec, Shorty, because I've just...
No, and I think that's important though, because you're out on the streets over the weekend and even yesterday to have conversations, to let people know that they've been seen and heard and appreciated. And these stories need to be shared. These stories need to be heard. These stories need to know that the impact that they are having, because we all are on our own journeys. And it's not until we hear these stories, hear the impact, hear the conversations being had, that's like, wow, far out, it is having a massive difference. It is having an impact. And, people watching this today, watching the repeat, watching the, later on, you are part of this having an impact, even by watching it, even by tuning in, because what happens, it starts to get the thought process going. It starts to get the thought process, how can I help? How can I have a conversation? How can I start a conversation? How can I see, hear, acknowledge someone? So, there are so many ways just by watching us tonight on our Wednesday nights that you are making a difference in your own circle, in your own community. So I want to acknowledge you for watching and tuning in for tonight. I want to acknowledge you for listening and for hearing, because I know that that the wheels are being turned, right? The wheels are turning up here, and the thinking process that's going inside going, wow, how can I help? How can I make a difference? Who do I need to talk to? Right. So I just want to acknowledge you, everyone tonight, and past, future, to say thank you for watching, for listening, and making an impact. So that's all I've got for tonight.
Oh, look, I love that, Shorty. But I'm just going to grab that. And because it doesn't happen if people don't share the journey. It doesn't happen if we don't have people on board listening, adding comments, feeling what we're doing, because it gives us inspiration. And, let's be honest, some of the things we do, there's tough days that come through with what we do. I have tough days. Sometimes I sit there and bang my head up against the wall and go, geez, am I making a difference? Am I really making a difference? At what cost am I coming at it? Where is it at? But then I do things and walk in the city and I meet people and I touch hearts with people. And it feels mine.
Yeah.
And every single time somebody buys a pair of socks, every time, gives us the opportunity to make a new connection. Gives us an opportunity to do something with our communities, with your community, because we're all part of one community. We're all part of the big picture. That's why it's so important to support each other. So, on that, Shorty, it's gone into nearly 30 minutes again, and I just...
Done. Beautiful.
I love it. I love it. And I just want to thank you, Shorty, because, the stuff that goes on behind the scenes is what people don't see, and it's relentless. It's a relentless opportunity of shuffling, making things happen. What can we do? Where can we make the biggest impact? How can we support one another? What have we got to do to be there for one another? How can I love my brother? And I just want to honour you, Shorty. You send me another picture of your motorbike again, and we won't be friends anymore. But that's a whole other conversation. Feel free to ask about that one day. So, but I just thought I'd throw that one in there. There's a bomb. But I do want to throw a little bit of something out there. Can I throw a teaser just before we go?
Oh, okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
I'm going to throw you a teaser. Shorty and I have never met. Shorty and I have never spent any time face to face together, period. We're going to change that. We're going to change that for a couple of reasons.
Yep.
We need to connect. We need to spend some time together and really make a difference. But more importantly, after we've done this run, our next thing will be actually being on the ground through Lismore, through the Gold Coast. Keep your eyes open for this, because we're going to be having a bit of a prelude to what we're doing in October. So I'm pretty excited. I'm looking forward to giving you a hug, mate. And just
can't wait to capture that on film.
mate, we're going to get pillaged. Oh, and to be perfectly honest, we'll probably share the whole lot live, because you're on our journey. If you're on here being a part of this, you're a part of our journey.
Yep.
So how's this? And this is something I'm just going. You can still connect online, but not the same extent as face to face. Well, Melissa, I really want to thank you for that. You can feel us as you sit here and see us on screen. What do you think that would be like in person? Maybe you can join us. Stay tuned. On that note, Shorty, love you.
Love you, brother.
Campers and amazing human beings. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. Thank you so much for being part of this opportunity called the Business of Smiles. It's time to reconnect. It's time to bridge that gap. That time is now, and it all starts with a smile. Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Good night. Where's that bloody button, Shorty?
You better find that button.
I'll tell you what.